The EU's 16th sanctions package against Russia may include restrictions on LNG imports from the Federation, according to multiple Western media outlets. Bloomberg reports that the new measures will affect dozens of ships linked to Russia's shadow fleet and will impose further control over the export of goods used for military purposes. Sources familiar with the matter, speaking anonymously, informed journalists that these sanctions could lead to even more Russian banks being disconnected from the SWIFT system.
Russian LNG remains one of Europe's last major energy dependencies after Moscow dramatically squeezed pipeline flows. The EU imported record volumes of the super-chilled fuel from Russia last year. Until now, European politicians have stayed clear of tighter restrictions on LNG to avoid the price shocks that hurt the region's industries in recent years. But from 2026-2027, new supply from plants under construction in the US and Qatar is set to ease prices, writes Bloomberg. We will continue to take action against the Russian shadow fleet, including sanctions already imposed and those that may follow, including against specific vessels and shipping companies that pose a threat to the environment.
In addition, Russian aluminium is likely to be included in the new restrictions. Its import to the EU has already decreased over the past 2 years, according to Reuters. In 2022, aluminium imports from Russia accounted for 19% of total European imports. In 2023, this fell to 11%, and in 2024 it dropped to around 6%. Both Europe and the US are expected to find alternative sources of aluminium from the Middle East, experts say.
The Commission held informal meetings with EU countries on Tuesday to discuss details of the forthcoming package, the sources said. One source added that the ban would be phased in a letter late last year. 10 EU countries proposed further sanctions on Russian trade, including its output of metals such as aluminium, writes Reuters.
On January 10th, the US delivered a significant blow to Russia's energy sector. In the final days of the administration, President Joe Biden added a major portion of Russia's shadow fleet to the sanctions list and imposed restrictions on the largest Russian companies, Gazpromneft and Surgutneftgaz. As a result, by January 15th, nearly 500,000 metric tons of Russian petroleum products were effectively stranded on tankers, according to Reuters.
Our actions to cost Russia upwards to billions of dollars per month. Also, let's not forget that these sanctions really continue for us to make good on a commitment that we made, that the president made, and his G7 counterparts made to target Russia's ability to use its energy sector to fund and sustain this war. We've talked about this for some time, and so now the president certainly made good on that commitment.
In addition to the latest blow to Russia's energy sector, the EU intends to close more loopholes that allow Moscow to bypass existing sanctions and raise tariffs on agriculture products and fertilizers. Reported by Katerina Bastun, Larissa Petruk, UATV News.